Hello, my friend. Today I want to delve into a topic that has been on the minds of many people: the alarming drop in our attention span and its profound impact in our lives. Computer scientists and psychologists have been studying attention spans over the past 2 decades, and their findings reveal a disturbing trend. The average time a person can concentrate on a single screen has plummeted from 2.5 minutes to just 45 seconds. This is a matter of immediate concern that we cannot afford to ignore. The results are even less encouraging when studied in other specific tasks. For example, the average attention span at work is only 3 minutes, and college students can only focus for 65 seconds at a time. Isn't that a cause for concern? Funnily enough, most people think multitasking is a great idea and very advantageous because they can do several things simultaneously without losing time. However, our brains are not designed for it. Why? There are several reasons. The first is the constant bombardment of information we receive. For example, people used to watch the news after work in the evening or in the morning for a short while. Now, you can get that information in real time. It can appear continuously on your screen, interrupting you. Technology is everywhere. Cell phones, social media, text messages. Information and distractions are just a click away. Everything through the screen diverts your mind and efforts from what you are trying to accomplish. Additionally, a shortened attention span has several immediate downsides. One is that whenever you change tasks or try to multitask, it takes time and effort to refocus and reorient yourself to what you did before. Since the brain needs to reconfigure, it takes longer to complete anything. The second is that it drains your mental resources and causes stress, increasing your heart rate and blood pressure. I guess we could say that we are becoming overstimulated zombies. The ability to control attention is fundamental for everything in life. From learning to changing behavior and not reacting to external stimuli. If you cannot control your attention, someone else will feed you the information they want without you realizing it. If you cannot stay away from the screen, take a distance from your phone. Allow yourself to reflect and take time for introspection. You will not be able to make sound decisions if you don't do that. This is very dangerous, and our well-being is seriously impacted by it. The so-called speed watching is a relatively new trend, mainly among digital native generations, like millennials and Generation Z. This means people consume audiovisual content at a much higher playback speed than natural. They want to consume more information in less time and feel more productive. Okay, but this is really like consuming fast food. Is there any benefit if you don't have the time to think and integrate the information? You become overloaded with information that you cannot process. Thus, it does not become actual knowledge, let alone wisdom. And what does this say about your patience? Additionally, the brain becomes accustomed to receiving constant stimuli. Therefore, it enhances the propensity to become more primitive and only act on stimulus response, like animals, without developing the ability to process information. Unfortunately, you also become more anxious. If we apply this to children, the negative effect multiplies. Many parents do not realize how damaging it is when children between 2 and 4 years old are given screens and glued to them for more than 2 hours a day. Many areas of the brain have yet to mature, such as the executive function of self-control, which manages the ability to make decisions and set priorities. It's really a bad idea. In many schools, much of their learning is done through tablets and online. We need to be aware of how problematic it can be to introduce them to the digital world before critical mental functions have fully developed, and they are not prepared to manage their own minds. There is a new term called TikTok brain. It describes the situation where children and teenagers consume so much 15-second entertainment that they cannot focus on any longer form of communication. The many short videos accessible on TikTok and other social media platforms harm brain functions. Of course, this has to do a lot with social media algorithms. They use scientific information about how our brain works to keep us dazed and regressed instead of allowing us to continue expanding our innate capacities. Some of these loops have to do with the dopamine that our brain releases in response to these stimuli and immediate rewards, which generates addiction. The problem is very real for all of us adults. But obviously, the concern is more significant for children, as their brains are still developing. We must be aware of this because social media and technology can have a substantial impact on the mental health and well-being of young people. And adults are not free from this danger either. I believe it is crucial to become aware of the importance of being able to distance ourselves from technology and screens. It is essential to spend time in nature, to be in contact with people personally, not just through screens, to take the time to have deep conversations, not just exchanging a few sentences through WhatsApp or text messages, or filling silences with nonsense and sometimes useless words. And also to dedicate time to create, to read books on paper and without the phone nearby. And of course, to meditate, to contemplate in silence. I think it's about finding a balance that allows us to use technology as a tool, not as a distraction. Otherwise, your connection with the essence of who you really are will be completely hidden from that busy ego that tries to distract you and be as disconnected as possible from your being. And this is it for today. Thank you for being here, and I see you in the next episode.